We're off.
Check one, Mike.
Check one. Alright, so yes, happy to have Tony Cunningham here with me today.
Right.
What's happening,
All good,
Tony?
man, all good.
Yeah, so good.
Bitch of a drive down, like.
I will believe it, yeah.
Can't stop.
Miserable day for it too.
Weather.
Yeah.
So many weather.
So yeah, just obviously the Man Just Cried project. We're going to do a song now after this. Looking forward to doing the song. It'll bring this to life that bit more, you know. Yeah, the whole point of this is just to get men to talk, like, you know. Because especially this time of year, a lot of people will be depressed, financially struggling, mentally struggling, and then drugs is, for me anyways,
Of
this
course,
time of year, drugs was an issue, like, you know. Yeah, well, I kind of gave my introduction last time, but I'll do it again because you weren't here, Tony.
Yeah, go for it.
My name's Shane. I'm 25. Probably everything kind of started going downhill for me when I picked up joint the weed for the first time. I think it was about 14. I would have been bullied in school and that, you know, and you could say emotional abuse, if that makes sense.
Of course.
And picked up a joint of weed and found something that took me away from myself. Do you know what I mean? All the worries in the head, they went away only for a few hours. Then I kept chasing that then week after week, and then it became day after day as I got older. Started working when I was about 16, 17. So I had a few pound there that I could get my weed, like. I wasn't smoking that much at that age, so I could afford it. Yeah, left school in 2014. I would have been heavily smoking towards the end of my leaving cert. Hence lacking motivation, done ordinary level everything and never done a tap work outside school. And I was escaping in school, acting the cod, getting attention from the teachers, being the class clown, people laughing at me when they thought they were laughing with me. Obviously, as you get older, you learn that. Left school, went from job to job for about 4 years, started cocaine then as well, about 17. That was boom, that was game changer for me. Life wasn't the same when I got introduced to cocaine. Confidence through the roof. Head between my arse when I didn't have it. The debt side of it came eventually. I got myself in a bit of debt and I started getting my house raided by the cops. Just putting distance between myself and my family because I wouldn't be around them when I was stoned. And I ended up going to the army then in 2018. Just to get away from all the drug side of things, and it was a steady wage, I could clear my bills. Which is bad to say, but that's just the reality of it. Got 2 years in the army. The image, I developed an image through the years, and that just grew when I was in the army. And got caught drug driving, ran into a checkpoint in my car, swabbed out my head I was. But I bluffed him when I told him that I took it a few days before. So they brought me down for bloods, and then they brought me back to my car, which, very surprised. I think I had my army t-shirt on me. If I didn't have the army t-shirt on me, the car would have been took off me. But yeah, I ended up getting fired out of the army then. Finished the army February last year, 2020. And that was last year probably the worst year of my life. Went straight back into a job about a month after I left, got discharged from the army. Just rebelled against the government because I told them I had a problem with coke and they just sent me to psychiatrists and, do you know what I mean? That's another story. But yeah, came out of the army. Found music, started the pandemic, March, started rapping. That took me away from the coke for 2 months, but I started smoking weed heavier again. And I thought coke was it, this is it for my life. And then found the music and I was like, wow, there's something else. And that gave me a feeling that no coke ever gave me, or ever would give me. So start writing music, I started doing well, come over to Aiden here. And then, yeah, shout out to Ed, yeah. And then I started getting me a couple of thousand listens on my songs and this and that, and the image grew back. And I was like, wow, go out in a session, I deserve an old celebration. I'm not getting, do you know what I mean? But that was stupid thinking, but yeah. I had to live and learn, you know. Back on the coke then, heavier than I ever was. Started getting involved in the crime side more. I moved out of my mother's house in around the same time, last March, April, and moved up to my cousin's house. And she was sound, she was a gem to me. But I took advantage of it, man. I started bringing coke into her house, selling from her house, etc. And lo and behold, her house gets raided. And the cops were throwing at me, the child could get took off and all that. And that's when I made a decision, man, to go to treatment. And this time last year, I was waiting to get into treatment. I was in the 21st of December last year. So the 21st of December this year, I'm a year clean. I'm looking forward to that. And ever since I went into treatment, man, my life has been good. But at the same time, just because I don't take drugs, I still battle with mental health, man. I just said it to Kieran there 2 months ago, man, I had a rope around my neck down the canal line and going to take my life. But thankfully, I think it was God, man, just intervening. My whole life flashed before my eyes. My mother and my father at my funeral and all this. This came into my head as I had a rope around my neck, man.
Yeah.
Picked up the phone and rang my sponsor, Rory. I have any amount of respect for Rory. I met Rory in the church when I got out of treatment. He's been there for me. Anytime I want to talk to someone about anything, I can ring Rory. That's what I done. I took the noose. I just threw the rope around the treatment, and I was back in my head like, what if someone else went down and used that rope? That's do you know what I mean? But I wanted to get out of there.
You left it there, and all of a sudden somebody walked past and was like, fuck this, and doing it.
So I make my business to ground, and I just discarded that rope, man, you know? Because that has been playing on my mind. But yeah, man, I got out of treatment, I rushed straight into a relationship, and that went south, man. I got cheated on, and gave it a chance, man. Never gave a chance after cheating, man. Good luck, man. I learned that one anyways. But that sent me head south, man. Thinking, what's wrong with me? I'm clean, I'm sober, I'm this, I'm that. But look, everyone's on different paths, man, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
People aren't meant for each other. But that was 2 months ago, man. I came a long way since then 2 months. I came a long way in the last year, but since that 2 months, man, I've been going on, like, for a few weeks after, I've been thinking like it was nothing. But man, the reality is, man, I went into Cloonan's Hardware and told them more. I don't know if I should be saying their name. But man, I queued up in the shop for 10 minutes, waiting for a rope.
Say everybody's name.
What?
Say everybody's name. Screw it.
Yeah.
They sold you the rope.
Yeah, but that's what I was getting to, right? But where my head was, man.
Cloonan's.
Yeah, but man, I was in the queue when I was thinking, right, I can't look like depressed here, man, because I won't send me the rope.
Can't walk up with like looking for a rope and be like,
Yeah.
I need a rope.
Yeah, that's exactly, man. But I said I wanted a rope, man, to tie my dog's cage down to the back garden, man. The things you do when like that's sober, man.
Come up with everything.
That's sober as a judge.
Everything.
I done some line when I was
stump in my backyard. I need a rope to get out.
Yeah. But yeah, that's brought me to this Man Just Cried project, man.
Yeah.
That's brought me. I was at an NA meeting one Tuesday night in Tullamore, and when I talked openly about the rope situation, and I walking home and just came to me, man. And then I think 2 hours later I text you, man. And when the minute you text me back, it'd be an honour, man. I was like, happy days.
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
Well, being honest with you, man, like when you said it to me, like me and you have been in contact kind of back and forth over the last couple of years, like, but when you said it to me about this particular thing and about this particular project, I was like, literally, didn't even have to think.
Happy days.
I didn't even have to think, especially because of, like, I have struggled with my own mental health for a long time, but never to the point, I've never gotten to the point where I've ever contemplated suicide.
Fair enough.
But the problem with me was that over the years, my kind of, the bad side of my mental health took a completely different turn in the form of extreme anxiety. So, for example, the last time and the actual first time I ever actually felt like I needed to seek genuine help for it was I suffer kind of extremely with night terrors.
Yeah.
So, like, my anxiety would be grand in the daytime, but it's the second I go to sleep, all of a sudden my brain and my subconscious starts going absolutely mental.
Wow.
And I figured this out after I woke up. Like, my house is 3 stories tall.
Yeah.
So I woke up at the top of the stairs. So if you could imagine, that's the top step of the stairs. I was there.
Wow.
Leaning over, about to jump down. And I woke up.
Oh, you didn't have any conscience of
No,
man.
I woke up staring down the stairs.
Oh, man, I said that.
And apparently I was screaming for someone to stop me.
Jesus.
And then I woke up.
I said I put the fear of God in you, man.
Terrified me. So that's when I kind of went through a bad patch as well a couple of years ago after my mother died, but I started that with kind of help with kind of one-on-one therapy and group therapy, but I never felt like I needed a serious intervention with it, if that makes sense to you. But it was only then, when this happened to me, that I was like, okay, nah, fuck this.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I can't, if I'm going to be waking up.
What's next, like?
Yeah, if I'm going to wake up there, what happens the next time? Will I not wake up at all? You know what I mean?
You're better off nipping in the bud, man.
Yeah. So with myself, I'm the same as every young lad, and I stopped lying to people a long time.
Same
A long time ago, I stopped lying to people a long time. We've all done fucking drugs.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? We grew up in Ireland in the 90s. You know what I mean? It happens. We done it. And I was the same. I got into my debt problems. I got into my addiction problems, all of that stuff, and I managed to get out of it. But the kind of saving grace for me in regards to that stuff was from literally maybe the word, right, Tony, you can now talk, I was singing.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
What age were you when you started singing?
I'm nearly sure the first time I ever sang a song in front of anybody, I was about 12.
Oh, fair enough.
And I sang it in front of my first cousin's grandmother. And I think I sang fucking Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way or something. She gave me 20 pence and I was delighted with myself. You know what I mean? But like just all of a sudden, when I started singing in front of people, I would love the kind of reaction that I was getting. You know what I mean? To the point where, oh, look at me, I'm singing up great.
Yeah.
And then I started singing in school. But like school for me was Jesus. Like I hated it. I hated, oh God.
A bit on the cringy side, like.
Man, I hated school. I just hated school so much, to the point where I would literally just for the sneer, there was one particular teacher, God love her, we had her for French, and without fail, I'd walk in, I'd sit down, I'd look at her and I'd go, fuck you. Just to see what kind of a reaction I get over. And it was always the same reaction.
What school were you in?
My class, Tullamore College.
Oh, fair enough. I was in the Brothers.
And I was the exact same. I just didn't have not 1 ounce of want to be there. I did LCA, I did fucking foundation, everything, and I still failed me leaving cert.
Fair enough.
But I never stopped. Music was always there.
Did you know that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Music was always there. And I remember I could never, like, I only started playing a guitar about 7 years ago. 8 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
That's it. And obviously met David Bracken. And about 12 years ago, the two of us were walking through the Bridge Centre on opposite sides.
Yeah.
Because we had known each other young enough since we were about 16, 17. But then he moved to Dublin and I moved to drugs.
Ah.
You know?
Fair enough.
So when he came back from Dublin, I was off everything. I was doing relatively okay. And we just randomly bumped into each other in the Bridge Centre in Tullamore. I was like, oh yeah, man, how are you? Oh yeah, grand. Are you still singing? Yeah, are you still playing guitar? Oh yeah, we may get together for a jam session sometime. That was 12 years ago and we're still blessed.
Happy days, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And since then, it's just grown and grown and grown and grown. But I do get like there's certain points that you just kind of like touched on there in regards to, like, people would start listening to you. And all of a sudden you'd start getting a really good kind of reaction out of the stuff that you were doing. And all of a sudden it's almost like the rock star brain kicks in.
Yeah, something like that.
And immediately you're like, fuck this, I'm going celebrating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I am. As I say, and trust me on this one, it's the exact same. Like when I do a show, whether it be on my own or whether it be blessed, if I get out, like the second that show is over, immediately I'm no longer, you're the big lad from Blessed.
Fair enough.
Immediately I'm Tony again.
Fair enough.
Because I literally step off stage, I go outside for a fag, I calm down, and everybody is going along with the business.
Yeah.
But for those 2 hours during the show, those people were focused mainly on me.
Yeah. You have to acknowledge that as well.
It's that rush, you know what I mean? It's that rush that and if you do a good show, you have them there.
Nice. That's what you want, though. That's what you want.
But the second that show's over,
fair enough.
Gone. And you have to figure out in your mind, okay, right, now I have to pack it all up and go home.
Yeah, a bit of a downer,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're going to, number one, you're going to lose whatever kind of a relationship you have at the time. Number two, your fucking child has to get up with an extremely hungover, coked out father the following morning. All that kind of stuff. So you have to kind of make that decision.
And it's good that you have that straight away. Like,
yeah. But like I said, as the years were rolling by, I didn't have that.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like at the start of Blessed, and even say the start of Blessed, really kind of blowing up, say in the last maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
It was the exact same. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, we were blessed and we were great in, say, your pubs and you're like doing christenings and confirmations and parties and stuff like that. But all of a sudden then when you start getting these bigger venues, you know what I mean, and you start seeing people, holy shit, like people are buying actual genuine tickets to come and see me.
Game changer, isn't it?
You know what I mean? And it starts to become, it's almost like an oxymoron. It's like, yeah, okay, these people are coming to see me, these people are paying so much money to see me. What am I going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get paid and I'm going to stay out. You know what I mean? I'm going to get paid. I'm going to stay out. I'm going to stay going till 8 o'clock in the morning wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock the following evening and I don't have a cent left.
Skag in a bag, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a cent left because I've spent it on copious amounts of alcohol, drugs, and buying drinks for everybody around me just so they'll stay close to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you loved my show.
Being Jack the lad.
Come on over here, I'll buy you a vodka. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just love me. Just keep loving me for a little while. You get me?
Yeah.
So it really does, and you have to kind of figure out a way in that mentality when it comes to separating music from life. And when you do that and you find that, say,
the balance,
when you kind of, you know what it is, like how you're
25,
I'm 33. So when I got to around 30, I started saying to myself, right, everything is going good, take your pick. You can either ride the bollocks out of it for the next 4 years, or you can maintain it for the next 10.
Maintain it all the way. You can get 10 years of good one, or 4 years of... And
4 years of a fast one.
Yeah, it's not worth it, man. No.
I
got it out of my system at a young age, man.
Yeah.
It's not any more than yourself.
You see, that is the thing, man. You're 25. You know what I mean? You have a shitload of living left to do.
Do it right, man.
Exactly.
If I can do the likes of this for the rest of my days, I'm doing well, aren't I, man?
And especially, do you know what, with this track that we're about to drop as well, hopefully as well, that'll give you that kind of catalyst to say, I did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, I can't wait to this be finished, man.
Oh yeah.
And sit back and just click YouTube and look, man. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
I remember my first music video. People don't know, right? I was over in a soccer pitch in Clara, man, when Lee Ryan does the videos for me. He emailed it to me, man, and now in fairness, I think, man, I was out of my head in the field, right? And as out of my head as I was, right, I still had the consciousness, man. I looked at this video, man. Man, no lie, it started tearing on my face, like, man, I done this, like, you know.
But it's a class feeling though.
Yeah,
it really
is. It is.
And like I do even be the same. Like if I do a one continuous take of a studio video at home,
yeah,
I just literally be sitting in my chair, my microphone in front of my face, turn on the phone, and then let it away.
Yeah.
Then take it down, bring it into the production room, and kind of sync it with the audio that's just been recorded, and then write grand render. Second it's finished, I'll just sit there and be like,
happy days.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's good when they link up, man. The audio and the video, yeah.
Especially when you spent fucking a good hour trying to get your mouth just to say the word at the perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, Ed, know the struggle of that one.
Yeah. I see, I have a big mouth, so I'm kind of grand with that. Like the majority of the words I say, you can kind of tell when I'm saying them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but it's good, and it gives you a savage kind of feeling of
pride,
accomplishment when you do something like that. Especially when you send it away to get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we have a video guy that does all of our videos as well. And when he sends it back to me, he'll immediately send to me, let me know what you think.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me know what you think of it. So he's there, he's after doing all this work for you, and he still says, I hope you like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's good, isn't it, man? It's a good feeling, yeah.
And it's epic. Epic, especially when you do like it and you don't have to send a message going, this is shit, redo it.
No, I love it, man. Just like reply back, like fair enough. If there is something like here or there, and you know that you don't have to feel uncomfortable asking them to change it, like, you know. Yeah. So
you were saying you had a couple of statistics you wanted to read out.
Yeah, we'll go through a couple of statistics. Yeah, so let's say we go 2011, man. This is a positive side to it. There was 554 suicides. 458 of them were males, and played the tape for 9 years. 2020, there was 340 suicides. 259 were males, 81 were females, and then in 2010, 90 were females. So it is declining a bit, man, but they're big numbers. It's
declining, but you know what I mean. You know what it is. Like it still seems to just be a case that it's still too many.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still too many to have to say that we lost 340 lives that didn't think their life was worth living.
Yeah, it's
you know
sad,
what I mean?
Man, yeah.
Regardless of male or female, I know we're doing this in a sense of like men's mental health and like kind of showing lads that it's all right, like to let somebody know you're not all right.
Of course.
But 340 lives that still thought they weren't enough.
I know, they thought they had no way out, man.
Yeah.
Do you know, and that's talking, is it? Like, I'm not saying women can find it easier to talk to men, but to an extent, I believe they can. You know, like
Do you know what, lad? Like even like it's still there though. It's still that stigma as we're men, we don't need this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the generations, though, man. I know a couple of lads from church and from South Africa, and they've raised like in a way like, don't cry. Like, I'll give you a reason to cry. Like, you know, that's bad.
But even
like,
we had that. Like even we had that growing up. Like I'm not sure. Like people that are younger than me.
I'm lucky enough, man.
You know what I mean? Like
we
had that. Like we had that growing up. Like it was like, what are you crying for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are you crying for? There's nothing wrong with you. I'll give you fucking something to cry about.
And then
if you
in
want.
school as well, you'd be slagged if you. You know.
Yeah.
Then that's where you put up that big wall, man, and you know, and it takes a lot for that wall to break down.
Oh yeah.
And then there's even self-harm statistics, man. Like self-harm's like just as it's attempted suicide, isn't it? Really, like, you know.
Yeah.
Let's say 2019. I couldn't get the ones. 2019. January. 42 people. They're both male and females. 42 people self-harm.
Yeah.
And then in August it was 49, and I see December was 34. So what I copped is November, December, and January is 30. Even October to January is 30. It's 40, 33, 34, and 42.
Yeah.
So like they're like this time of year, kind of like, you know, the dark evenings and that. And then in August it was 49, man. That kind of like 49. I know it's only a month, man. It's still people self-harming themselves, but it's like a lot of people every month, man. And there was another statistic of the hospitals, man. The hospital intakes, man. I went through these with Kieran last week, man. There are a lot of numbers in hospitals, man.
I have this theory about self-harm, and it's kind of I won't necessarily say it's a conspiracy theory, but it's just something that I've always thought. Have you ever accidentally like been having a cigarette and you'd forget yourself and the cigarette would burn itself down onto your, like just burn itself down, and all of a sudden you'd start feeling really hot on your finger, and you'd be like, what the fuck is that? And you'd completely forget you still have a lit cigarette in your hand, and you'd look and like, fucking shite. That almost initial reaction when you start feeling that pain is way worse than if you do it on your own.
If you do it knowingly, like.
If you do it to yourself, that pain's that initial kind of what the fuck is not there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know
unexpected.
I know full grown lads who quench cigarettes in their hands.
I know a couple of myself, man, have scars on
just for the crack. Just like
there must be more to it though, Tony.
You know what I mean? But it's like they feel nothing. They feel nothing. But I firmly believe that if somebody is self-harming, and I like this again, it's only my own opinion, it's because they feel nothing. You know what I mean? And
they want to feel something.
Because the brain has gotten to a point where I feel nothing anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's only after they've done it, that's when it kind of gets, okay, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not what they would be expecting either.
Exactly. It's not like they're expecting the worst pain in the world. But it's just like, if I do this, maybe I might feel something for 5 minutes.
And it's that aspect of it as well. That it's no one else is going to know except me.
Exactly. If I just happened, like if a girl like pulled down her fucking pajama bottoms and just decided to run a razor blade across the top of her leg, who's going to see that only her?
Yeah. That's the sad thing about self-harm, man. Not many people, like, even with suicide, man, no one, you're doing it, like, you're not going to I'm going off her now.
Oh, yeah.
See you later, like, you know?
But isn't that always the way, though? That's always the way, and they say it, and they say it, and they say it, and they say it. It's always the happy ones.
Yeah.
It's always.
Like, there has been times, man, I cried out for help, but I went a fucked up way about it, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
you know what, though? That's another thing they say is, like, the majority of bad acts that are done by people they say are cries for help.
Yeah.
Unless you're, like, a full-blown serial killer.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I'm kind of hoping you're not, because we're in a very small room right now.
No, pal, no, that's not me, man, no. I got another statistic here. The statistics I have, I'm going to put links at the end of the video just to cover me back like that. I'm not talking out my arse, you know. But
because people know we're not talking porkies.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Drug overdoses,
there's
man.
like more cameras over here. I'm just staring at this one.
Yeah, look.
So.
Drug overdoses. This is in 2019. Drug overdoses, 298. Alcohol deaths, 157. And self-cutting, 92. Now, these aren't people. They're not not deaths. Just reported methods of self harm.
Yeah.
So what's that? 298, 157. Let's say 450 plus 92. Let's say what? 550 people odd. Like, and that's only from these self-cutting a drug and alcohol.
That's attempts.
Attempts, man.
Yeah.
And that's not in like attempted suicides, ropes or other ways. Like these are only. So, do you know what I mean? It's mad, man.
Yeah.
Like
And
there was 390 that did die from suicide, unfortunately, and there's 550 that were lucky enough to come out the other side of it.
somehow
like, you know?
got out. Yeah.
So you're looking at the guts of even the statistics I don't have. You're looking at the guts of 1,000 people, man. In the last year, or 2019, 1,000 people that tried to kill themselves. 300 out of them did.
Yeah.
And the rest of them were lucky, man.
Oh yeah.
That's the statistics. Like, that's one. There's how many days in the year, man? That's 3 people every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's mad.
The only problem is, dude, is that, like, unfortunately, at this particular moment, and I suppose definitely in the last year, Jesus Christ, man, suicide doesn't matter.
No, man.
And I know I'm saying this to as many people as will possibly listen to this, as many people will possibly see the video, but it doesn't. Suicide doesn't matter in this country.
Maybe for a few days and then you're forgotten.
No, it
about, man.
doesn't. Never. It hasn't in 2 years.
I know the aspect you're coming from, as in the government are doing nothing about.
Not necessarily the government are doing nothing about it, but, like, I suppose, when was the last time you sat down and watched the RT News and on the RT News it came up, oh, by the way, there was 4 suicides today?
Nah, you never heard, man.
You know what I mean? Okay, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, 14 people died of suicide this week. They're our deepest condolences to the families, and we know it's a very difficult thing and all this stuff. When was the last time you saw that on any news?
I can't recall I ever did, man.
Any radio station, any newspaper.
You don't, man. You don't hear about it.
But it's been but I can guarantee you, every single one of us know how many fucking COVID cases happened today.
Yeah. It's
You know what I mean?
To push that down.
Guarantee it. All you have to do is open your phone, turn on Facebook. 5,000 cases today. Yeah, but Jimmy down the road's only after taking his own life because he can't work because of fucking COVID.
Exactly, yeah. That's another one. If we got the statistics of how many people, because the COVID affected their life,
Yeah.
like they don't. I'd love to know that statistics, and I tried to get it, but I couldn't.
Being honest, I probably wouldn't, because it'd probably just depress you.
You would, yeah. It's no man. It wasn't like. It's not easy going looking at it, like, you know. To an extent, I'm grateful where I am today, but like, it's like you're going back. I'm obviously going back in looking for stuff to bring out,
Of course,
for a positive reason.
Yeah.
But it's like I wanted to go back working in treatment with other addicts, and I just kind of had to park it off just because it might not be good for my mental health at the minute where I am, like, you know. But at the same time, for this, it's good that we're bringing it to light, man. You know, like there is people that bring it to light. There's like organisations like what's it called, Accessible Council in Tullamore. Lisa in there, she was good enough to give me a list of statistics along with doing my own research. But like, if you were to do this by yourself, man, without anyone, it's going to be a headache.
Oh, it's difficult, man.
It's going to be a headache. That's why, like, me here without you or Kieran, it'd be an absolute headache. You know, so it's good that I get you on board as well.
Oh yeah,
and
it's always good, and that's another thing, man. It's always good to find people of a common ground that have kind of gone through the same shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, we all know Wally's story from years ago.
Yeah,
you know
of
what
course,
I mean? And what a fucking, just a diamond of a human.
Yeah, he's a good man,
from doing from what he was to what he's doing now.
Absolutely.
And the same with yourself, man. It's like, it's no different. Like, yes, I've been blessed like with what I have and what I have now, and kind of the ways that I got through everything that went like fucking pear-shaped in my life. But again, I never had that, okay, I don't want to live anymore moment. You know what I mean? So yes, I can sit here and I can blow smoke up everybody's arses saying, yeah, I deal with my own mental health issues, but I've never gotten that far.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? But I've always been able to take a step back and go, right, I am really fucking sad today. What'll I do? I'll write a song. That's
what I was about to get to, man. You're only telling me there, music is an everyday thing for you.
Every day.
So that's for you're blessed.
Literally.
Like, yeah, and to that extent.
I get up every morning, music. I go literally until I go to bed.
Happy days, man.
I'm constantly thinking about, like, yeah, I have a missus, I have a son, but all that stuff happens. All that stuff is almost
Not possible without the music.
Not necessarily not possible without the music, but it's almost, that stuff now to me is routine.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I can get up in the morning, I can feed my son, I can get him dressed, get him changed, get him nice and clean, sent off to his grandmother's or off to his creche for the day, and all of a sudden, right, what am I doing today?
Fair enough.
And it's never, I'm going to go and build a chicken coop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I have to go outside and chop down some trees. It's, what can I do music-wise today?
Happy day. That's a good mindset,
You know what I
man.
mean?
I want that mindset at some page. Where I am today, it's not there for me at the minute. I have other things going on.
Of course.
But man, that's the overall goal, to make music. But my priority. But at the same time, I'm putting that trust in God, and whatever He has for me, I'll do with it. I believe the music will interlink in the purpose,
absolutely.
like, you know, because
Absolutely.
my music does reach people, man. Like I talk about shit that's going on, you know. Don't talk about guns and drugs, man.
Yeah.
Like that's your average rapper talks about. Like I'm not stereotyping rappers, but
But you are.
Do you
But you are, yeah. And at this stage, I think it's okay to do that as well, because, like, rap, I know a lot of rappers, right? And I've worked with a lot of rappers. There's one rapper now outside yourself who I think is a fucking diamond because of the stuff that he actually writes about. His name is Deanie Whelan from Dublin. And me and Deanie have actually done a song together after the two young lads were stabbed up in Dublin the end of last year. The two 14-year-old young lads.
Oh, he was in treatment, man.
We wrote a song and we're about to release it actually about it. It's to hopefully raise a bit of money for the families. And he's the same. He doesn't talk shit. He just
keeps it real.
Yeah, he lives in Ballymun, so
he has a story to tell.
He has plenty of stories. And I see it every day. It's like these lads that are coming on. Even now, there's like this new, all of a sudden, this new kind of revolution happening in Irish rap, especially rappers from Dublin. And it just seems to be lads wearing balaclavas talking shit.
Yeah.
I mean, talking shit.
And you know what's matter, man? They're making money off.
Yeah. But then myself, like, I would never class myself as a rapper, right? I would class myself as a musician.
Yeah.
Halfway through last year, I released a song called Nothing Will Change.
Yeah.
And it is a rap.
Fair enough.
It is a rap, and I basically take down the whole government.
Nice.
I haven't made a cent.
Is that the one with you behind the bars? No?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
I haven't made a cent. And I fucked everything at them. Everything. And it was like, okay, the people who know me, the people who love me, the people who are fans of mine thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
But the general populace was like, pff, because I'm not talking about mindless Justin Bieber bullshit.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? Yeah, walking down Grafton Street with my bitches and guns. All right then.
Yeah, I know. It's mad, man. It's mad.
And it annoys me.
It does. It buys my blood too, man.
Oh yeah.
Can't let it take away my peace of mind.
Oh, definitely. But this is one thing I'll say to you now. One of the best things about it annoying me is that I have that mindset that when something annoys me,
it fuels you.
I can say, oh, okay.
Yeah, I get you.
Almost an Ice Cube vibe. Wait till I get into my studio.
Nice.
Watch. I was about to say the C word, but I won't on a podcast. But that's what it is. That fire is still there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, granted, I have been doing this for 20 years.
Fair enough.
But it's still there to the point where it's almost like if anybody opened their mouth about Eminem's daughter, he's getting you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where with me, it's like, tell me I can't do something.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I've been like that, man. I put my emotion into the page because I know what happens if I don't.
Yeah.
Do you know? And it never ends well.
And that's why I'm like very excited now for this track.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's a bit, obviously, it's a personal song as well, but it's the reason I'm doing it is to like let people know it's alright.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's grand to speak up, like, you know. This day and age, man, it's nearly 1022, man, in a few days, like, you know. People have to speak, man. Pick up the phone, ring your family, ring your mother.
And to be honest, everybody's been talking about it for a long time. Yeah, it's okay not to be okay. Men should talk, women should talk, everybody should talk. But there's still that stigma about it.
Yeah.
There's, for some reason, I just don't get it, but hopefully we can help.
Hopefully, man, we can put something in the working orders for people, yeah.
Yeah, basically, lads, if you are listening, anybody who is listening, lads, it's okay. I'm not even kidding now. I'm not even trying to be Tony. I'm not even trying to be messing. It's okay. If you want to talk to someone, talk to your ma, talk to your fucking sister, talk to us.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
We're only a message away.
We're in, like, yes, we are in the public eye, fair enough, but we're only a message away. I get messages every day from people telling me, Tony, you're an absolute legend, you're an inspiration, keep doing what you're doing. And all I have to do is send them back a message saying, thank you. I appreciate you.
That makes someone's day, man.
You know what I mean? And that'll make someone's day so much better. Don't be afraid to reach out. It's just, that's it.
We're all only humans. We have that thing in common, man, aren't we?
Yeah.
We all
exactly. Regardless
faces.
of where we come from, what we look like, or what we eat for breakfast, we're all humans. And let's just take that fucking stigma out of it. And stop being so preoccupied with what everybody's going to think of you as well.
That's a big issue.
That's a huge issue. Like, it's like I can't show my emotions in any way because the boys will take the piss out of me.
The lads.
You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. I can't. The lads will take the piss out of me.
Where are the lads when you're down?
Exactly.
Around your neck.
Exactly. When you're sitting in a corner of your house crying your eyes out because you literally don't know what to do with yourself, or where your next paycheck is going to come from, or where your next fucking food is going to come from, or where your child's going to get a pack of nappies. Where are your lads then?
Yeah. See, man, I thought the lads this, the lads that. Man, I realised who my friends were when I went into treatment, man. Only a handful of them wrote me letters, man.
Oh, yeah.
And they're the people now that I will keep around me. You know?
And I'm the exact same, man. I had so many friends, and now it's a very, very small collection of people that I keep close to me.
Don't get me wrong, I have no resentments against people.
No, neither do I.
I do pass myself for people from my whole life, you know, but I turned a new leaf, man. I shook all that stuff off me, man, thank God, you know. And
well, sure, look, it got you where you are now.
Indeed, man, yeah.
Yeah, and with God's help, you'll stay going, boy.
Please, God, pal, yeah. Nice chat, Tony.
Yeah, we get onto this track.
We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go, right?
Let's go.
Thanks, folks.